Welcome everyone to Preparing for Your Next Job workshop. My name is Maishane Grant and I'm one of your chat moderators. We are so glad to have you here today for Parent Empowerment Day. We will now have our Board of Directors member, Michael Thomas, introduce our workshop presenter.
Thank you, and hello everyone. I'm so excited to be here today, and I hope you are enjoying Parent Empowerment Day so far. My name is Michael, and I'm a proud member of the Board of Directors of Crystal Stairs. I'm happy to be introducing this workshop today, Preparing for Your Next Job, hosted by Monica Pecco from the South Bay Workshop Workforce Investment Board. Monica is an experienced career counselor and workshop leader with a demonstrated history of working in education, workforce development, and the human resource industry. She is a strong community and social services professional, skilled in nonprofit organizations, career coaching, educational technology, instructional design, and also presentations. This is a job search workshop where you will be given tips on finding resilience, developing a self-introduction, preparing for an interview, and concepts around successful work transition. Let's all give her a warm virtual welcome.
Thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate that. Well, I am very pleased to be here to talk with all of you and share the information I share with students, youth, and adults about the good news of career development, personal and professional development, which should be happening all the time. I don't think there's ever an end to it, and it enhances who we are and how we perform in the workplace, how we perform in our lives. So I am ready to get started. So this is my workshop, which is based on our agency's signature career development program for adults and youth called Blueprint for Workplace Success, a guide for employment preparation. But, for the past year, we have been undergoing a different kind of circumstance here. So I've revised this a little bit to talk about getting hired in times of disruption because we are needing to do things differently. Thus, this webinar where I don't have to wear a mask talking to you directly, right? This is job readiness in a new era. And with many of my workshops, we like to start with a quote. This is the standard presentation, but the quote is this from Indian writer Arundhati Roy. She says, historically, pandemics have forced humans to break with the past and imagine their world anew. This one is no different. It is a portal, a gateway between one world and the next. So let us, mentally and in terms of technology as well, prepare ourselves for walking into a new world where we can be the best we can be and move forward in our lives and in our careers. So the topics I'm going to cover this afternoon: surviving job layoffs, finding resilience. Employment in changing conditions, where are the jobs? Preparing yourself for job search success. And tell us about yourself. Tell us about yourself. What's your profile? How do you respond to that question, which is inevitably asked in a job interview? We'll talk about resumes, applications, and the virtual interview preparation. Winding up with concepts for successful work transitions and useful websites. Now, I did submit several handouts that you'll have access to in the resource garden, and I hope that you'll take advantage of those. So, life transitions, surviving job layoffs. And there's that COVID there, which has affected our entire world. But we are resilient people and we'll get past this. So the topics in this component, surviving job layoffs, I start with coping with your emotions. Now, kind of strange, I'm talking about emotions in a job search workshop, right? But if you're feeling negatively, if you're angry about getting laid off, if you're sad about getting laid off, it's very important to resolve negative emotions, because I don't want anybody going into the next job interview either crying or being angry, okay? You have to bring your best self. Finding resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover from trauma, okay? We'll talk about that a little bit. Dealing with others, being proactive about your future, sticking to a daily action plan, and utilizing good financial literacy. Okay, so let's just acknowledge how you're feeling, and you can chime in if you want, okay? So, what are the emotions you're feeling after a layoff? Shock, panic, I have to pay these bills, how am I going to do that? Guilt, what could I have done differently to keep my job? Loss of identity. Sometimes we identify so much with the work that we do, it's like, who am I if I'm not going to work? I feel like that sometimes. Fear, oh, these bills are piling up. Embarrassment, I have to go to this party and tell them I'm laid off again. But the sooner you're able to work through your emotions, the faster you will mend and find yourself back on your feet again. And the secret is resilience. Resilience. Resilience is the difference between someone who wallows in their sadness and madness and pissed offness and someone who gets moving to find the next best thing. That's resilience. And if you lack resilience, bouncing back will be difficult and you risk giving up. So we say focus on bolstering your resilience to get back into the search for your new job. Resilience is the ability to recover from traumatic experiences. Being resilient helps us to overcome obstacles, cope with stress, adjust to change, and deal with life and workplace challenges. But this is what we hear. Shut up and get to work. Stop crying. But in confusing, disruptive circumstances, such as we are experiencing right now with the COVID-19, denial, overreacting, and negative thinking are the opposite of resilience and can lead to stress and burnout. So create recovery periods for yourself. Reframe your thoughts. Think about it differently. Take care of yourself. Consider the options now for positive action. Maintain your network and further develop that network. And talk to somebody, okay? A counselor or a friend. Remember, your ability to begin again after you have fallen, tripped, or got pushed down is the measure of your resilience. And I say, we are resilient people. How resilient are you? The key to resilience is to notice and acknowledge your emotions, how you're really feeling. Be honest with yourself about how you're really feeling. And the research is saying to reflect on what has happened. Write it out. What happened? What did you do?
Yes, hold on one second. Monica, can you hear us?
What to examine the new options under these changed circumstances. and respond with fresh ideas for action. Then make plans, take action, test it out, evaluate it. Is it working right? Make new plans, test it out. It's not working right, change something. Talk to somebody. Gain new skills. Do the research. But repeat constantly, making plans, take action on it, evaluate it. Is it working right? Good. If it's not working the way you want, you're going to change something. You're going to talk to somebody. You're going to do some research. But this is what we do throughout our lives. Make plans, take action, evaluate. And then work your plan. Demonstrate grit. Get in there and do what it takes to get the outcome that you want. And I always put in there, take care of yourself. We're in it for the long haul, for the next 20, 30 years, right? Take care of yourself, exercise, deep breathing, mindfulness, dealing with what has to be cared for right now, not worrying about the past, not worrying about the future, but what has to be cared for right now. And again, reevaluate those goals and readjust plans as needed. Okay, dealing with others. Understand that others mean to be helpful to you. That's great. Some advice will be useful. And some advice might be from people who have actually lost touch with the working world. So I'm glad you came to this workshop, okay? But, avoid sitting around talking about those people who did you wrong. Look, don't allow fears, worries, or desperation get into your head. Set boundaries. That's enough talk about those people. They are in my past, and you are focused on your future. Become proactive immediately. Update your resume. Build a portfolio of your accomplishments. Get good references and letters of recommendation. And offer to draft that letter for that manager if they are slow in getting it to you. You know how to describe the quality of the work you performed in the workplace, okay? Draft that letter and send it to them and say, I need this letter by Monday. Would you please tweak it and sign it and get it back to me, please? Thanks a lot, okay? And start networking. Be open about your layoff. Inform people that you're currently in the job market. You never know where a lead or referral can come from, okay? And join a job club, a virtual job club at your one-stop or WorkSource center. And we here at the Inglewood One Stop have ongoing workshops that we're doing virtually. And certainly you are invited to connect with me so that I can share that information with you. And stick to a daily action plan. Structure your day with scheduled activities because really you got a lot of work to do, okay? Job search, networking, researching employers, writing letters, sending resumes. But a little change in schedule means you can exercise, healthy eating, time on hobbies and activities that help you relax. But, get out of the house. You visit the library virtually now. You come to the One Stop for WorkSource job information virtually now, okay? You can apply for jobs. You can still take a walk in the park, but don't start staying up late and sleeping in because that'll be a hard habit to break when you do get another job. I like to say Jimmy Kimmel's on a different time schedule than we're on. Can't hang too tight if we have to be up by 5 a.m., right? Okay. And utilize good financial literacy. So preserve the cash that you do have. I like to say no more giving nephew that $50 a week that you were proud to give to him because you had it and you wanted to share it, but things have changed, okay? And he can understand that, all right? Contact your banks and other companies about changing your payment schedules. And many companies have programs now, right now, that can assist you in paying bills. Take a job lower than your previous level to get your foot back in the door, start your own business, make money from your hobbies. We see people on the corners, street corners with those baskets at holiday time. It's fun and lucrative, okay? But communication is most important at this point in time. We cannot ignore bills and past due notices because we know what can happen if you don't contact your creditors about financial difficulties and don't make scheduled payments. Services cut off, late charges and interest rates increase, and nobody wants that call from that debt collector. Okay, no way. All right. So contacting your creditors in writing as well as calling is important because you've had a chance to think through your circumstances and you come up with a plan for paying your bills. And if you have it in writing, you won't get upset or confused if the creditor tries verbal intimidation and you both have a record of your payment proposal. So that's our recommendations regarding financial literacy and coping with the stress of being laid off. All right, getting to the other side of it. So now, hey, growth industries, where are the jobs now? Employment in changing conditions. All right, so this is information from EDD, Labor Market Information, the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. Even though many jobs have been lost, these are the areas in growth mode right now. K through 12 education, okay? Social service agencies, many of them serving a whole range of people, okay? Healthcare, as we know, they are looking for people. Customer service in all industry areas. Advanced manufacturing, supply chain transportation. Those big wheel trucks have not left the road at all, okay? So transportation and construction. And this is just a snapshot of some of the specific companies that are hiring, okay? Just a snapshot. And go to Indeed. I'll have some resources for you where you can find the job that you are looking for. The growing job areas right now: nurses, care providers, medical managers, customer service representatives. People with good communication skills are really valued as customer service representatives. Construction, transportation workers, social work, social services, security guards, educators, counselors, food service, environmental services, account representatives, software developers, and hospitality and travel are coming back. So I predict, I know your job is out there. And today we're talking about preparing to get it. So how do you prepare to get hired? At the intersection of opportunity and career, we're talking about understanding the job market and how your work experience transfers to the industry and the jobs. We're talking about branding yourself to provide focus and direction in your job search. What are you known for? And we're talking about utilizing all means to connect with hiring managers through LinkedIn, through virtual recruitment events, through internet sites, staffing agencies, all networking opportunities to get in front of people who need to know you, either virtually or in person. So create a marketing plan for your job search. And who is the CEO of your job search campaign, ladies and gentlemen? You are. So when we talk about branding yourself, we're talking about using keyword descriptors. So questions to ask yourself: what value do you bring to the job? What are your distinct skills and strengths? What is your specialty area? Describe yourself in 4 words. So pull 3 ads or job descriptions matching your target work, the work you want to do, the work you are able to do. What is prioritized in that job description? What is the terminology used in that job description? What are the key words? And how do you want to be viewed professionally? What do you do? What's your profile? Your profile is an opportunity to describe yourself and your professional brand, who you are and what you do. It's a brief description of your knowledge, experience, and your potential for bringing value to the company. 2 to 3 sentences only, about 90 seconds. Covering key points about yourself in enough time it takes to travel from the top to the bottom floor of your average high-rise. Thus, it is also your elevator speech. But, you know, the word now is you're not supposed to talk in the elevator anymore without a mask, okay? But your profile should include these points in professional branding: your previous experience in education, or your portable or transferable skills that you bring to the job. Those tasks you can immediately accomplish. And your personal traits and expertise or specialty area. Those things that distinguish you among others competing for the job. Think about how you want to be viewed professionally. Who are you? What do you do? Tell us about yourself. I have number of years experience in the industry area, job titles I've held and duties, names of companies I've worked for, my education, license, and certifications, your unique selling point, any awards, recognition, or memberships that you hold. I can. Specific tasks you can perform in the job. Types of machines you can operate. People whom you serve. The number and volume of services performed. I am certified, licensed, or degreed, proactive, creative, analytical. I'm a good communicator, a good writer. I am an adaptable and productive team member, energetic and confident, responsible and professional. Okay, I'm going to go through 3 profiles of people from different industry areas, and I want you to get a sense of the keywords that are used specifically for this job and industry, kind of the rhythm of it. You know, it's not really that long, but it's a wonderful introduction to who this person is. Providing just a little information to make you very curious about where they have worked, what else, others positions they have performed, what other job duties they've performed, where they were educated. So we often use the profile at the top of a resume, okay? Right under the contact information. Profile is a wonderful little introduction, followed by skills and qualifications, okay? Followed by experience and then education. All right. Profile. Now, this person is prepared to assume a range of different positions in the logistics goods movement industry as custodian, dispatcher, and dock worker. Okay. All right. Profile. Experienced and versatile logistics professional with skills in planning, warehouse operations, shipping, and receiving. Demonstrated productivity in transportation and dispatch, loading and unloading, palletizing, product fulfillment, and line production. Implement protocol. Maintain safe working environment and sanitation. Strong people skills and solid communication with analytical and organizational skills. Quite a bit of an introduction, as a matter of fact. Okay, here's another one. Office administration, administrative assistant. And also, you can use this profile in many different ways. You can actually, once you've written it out, you know what you can say about yourself, how to introduce yourself with the relevant information the interviewer needs to know about you. But also, once you've written it out, you can use it in the cover letter. This is in essence, the core of a cover letter, okay? All right, profile. Senior office administrator with knowledge and skills to provide superior office management and administrative support in a fast-paced corporate environment at the Capital Group, a forward-thinking industry leader. Poised and proactive professional with extensive experience, interest, and enthusiasm to build strong relationships, facilitate results and outcomes that exceed expectations. As a matter of fact, this lady has mentioned the name of the company she is sending her resume to, and she compliments them by calling them a forward-thinking industry leader. And here is another profile. The industry is identified information technology, and this person again can assume a range of positions as trainer, technician, and administrator. Okay, profile. IT technician with expertise in training and supervision, project management, and desktop support. Works directly with clients in hardware and software installation, providing support and coaching. Excellent communication skills, knowledge of media and software, strong analysis and problem solving, motivated and adaptable team leader with excellent interpersonal and management skills. Okay. So those are examples of profiles. Now, these are qualities that employers value in new employees, and you've got to tell the employer in your resume the kind of worker you are, okay? Strengths in communication, integrity, and leadership. Good interpersonal skills, works well with others. Emotional intelligence, able to manage your emotions. Computer proficiency in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and remote contact. Flexible, possess a high level of initiative, problem-solving skills, and adaptability. These skills should be evident in your resume and in any marketing content you create to promote your value to the employer. And your accomplishments as well provide evidence of your qualifications and the value you can bring to the organization. So you can describe them in your marketing materials, in your resume. For example, exceeded membership quotas through targeted marketing and personalized customer service. Okay? Increased customer satisfaction from 70% to a whopping 98%, based on that point of sale survey you took the last couple of months you were at the job. And you have realized 100% on-time delivery of assigned projects. Excellent. Let them know the quality of your work. Because your focus is on keywords in all of your job search marketing materials. In your profile, in your electronic scannable resume, I'm in a workshop right now. In your presentation resume, on job application sites, on the social media sites, any online search for relevant information, you're going to use keywords related to your targeted job. Keywords represents the standardized skill set for the job, which is found in that job description that attracted you in the first place, right? But also in what I call the Career Counselor's Bible, onetonline.org. It is a Department of Labor site, and you can go there to see the report on your job. It gives a complete profile, a 7-page profile of all aspects of the job that you do, okay? To result in a match with the job, keywords must appear in your resume. A generic resume won't cut it, okay? And the reason is resumes that are sent online to application sites are processed by imaging technology that scans the resume. So you must use simple formatting with keywords. The online applicant tracking systems that employers use are literally programmed to identify keywords in the resume that match the keywords in the job description, so that the resume with the maximum number of keywords is a match with the job description and would be flagged for the hiring manager to contact that person, thus making the connection between what employers want, what the job requires, and the skills and qualifications that you bring using the power of keywords. Okay, let's talk a little bit about resumes. There's the functional resume, the chronological resume, the scannable resume, the electronic resume, many versions, many formats, and it seems like every recruiter wants something different. But this is what's most important in your resume, that it is logical. It lays out your background in a way that makes sense for the job you're targeting, that it is relevant. It includes those keywords that describe your skill set for the job you qualify for, and that it is compatible. You must eliminate embedded formatting to ensure proper uploading, and you'll use those keywords. Now, when we talk about embedded formatting, I'm talking about a template. If you use a template for your resume, you must save it as a PDF, which is a snapshot of it, so that it goes through those applicant tracking systems easily and picks up those keywords. The formatting in a template can interfere with the proper uploading of your resume into an application site, okay? So if you don't know what I mean by PDF, ask me. Okay, your online presence and remote interviewing. This is literally entering into entering the new way of doing things, okay? So employers are looking online. Hiring managers are thoroughly investigating candidates online to find out whether you are suitable for the job. What will they discover online about you? What impression do they think they would form of you based on your online presence? Recruiters will be looking at your ease and your professionalism in communicating remotely. So be your best self online and on social media. Because your reputation, folks, is your greatest asset. How will social media affect your job search? Well, I am glad you asked this question, okay? You can gain or you can lose credibility based on information on social media. You can network with online professional groups and job search groups, such as on Eventbrite and Meetup. You should check LinkedIn and Facebook for the interest-specific networking groups that exist there. On social media, you can develop a brand to highlight your qualities.
Monica,
Yes.
we have one question from in the chat from Rosina,
Okay.
and she would like to know if your organization sends links to resumes, possibly examples.
Yes. I can send examples of resumes, but let's build a resume based on who you are and what your target job is. I really invite anybody to use that resume worksheet and send it to me with information about the job you're targeting, and we can create a resume. We don't have to match other resumes, and you can look online for all kinds of examples of resumes, but let's customize one for you and the job that you want. Does that answer it?
Yes, thank you. I will also be pasting the link to the organization in the chat. as well as a link to the resource garden so that she can access the resource.
Excellent, excellent. Very happy to receive those resume worksheets, and we'll create a resume for you, highlighting the strengths that you bring. Okay, so yes, you can identify job leads on social media as well. However, it is harder to determine the company culture online. Okay, you would probably want to interact with people who have worked at this company before to understand what their company culture is like, because you can't determine that online necessarily. Okay, what you need to know and be careful about in terms of social media and your job search. Your digital presence will matter more now. So develop credible digital footprints to get noticed. We suggest that you activate privacy settings on your personal sites. An potential employer doesn't need to see what you do on Saturday with your family or with your friends on Saturday night. You don't need to see that, okay? And the Washington State Workforce Development Center suggested that people do a PQ.com test. Okay, but just Google your name and city. What comes up? Is that you? If not, okay. If it is it something that you want to remain on social media, or maybe you want to take some steps to get it taken down? Okay, but check out what is out there about yourself. And clean up your social accounts, okay? But also consider creating relevant content, such as a blog post, an introductory video, or work that you have contributed to a publication. You can post that kind of information, which would enhance your professional brand. And the top reasons for rejecting candidates based on online information and postings: illegal posts about alcohol consumption. Take those drinking photos down, okay? Nothing illegal. Don't do it. Profanity or post of a sexual nature. Take those photos down or put it on privacy. Grammar and spelling mistakes, there's no excuse for them. Have someone check over your work before you post it. And worst of all, bad-mouthing former employers. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to you in the long run, okay? Keep your negative opinions to yourself, because you are in it for the long haul and you want to get to that career pathway that you have been targeting, okay? Resist the urge to call them out, I would suggest. Now, preparing for the virtual interview. Video conferencing has become an important part of interviewing and of work, so set yourself up for success. Test your equipment and audio, test the internet connection and the sound, and you can use Zoom Test, okay? And it'll go right to a Zoom configuration and you'll be able to see, test your equipment that way. Pick the location, neat, quiet, tidy, free of distraction, if possible. And have good lighting in front of a window, but not necessarily direct sunlight because it might wash you out a little bit. Angle the camera properly, and you can choose a good background. And dress appropriately. For a virtual interview, put on your interview uniform, okay? And if you think that they'll only see you from the waist up, we would suggest that you make sure you have pants on. We've seen some examples where even on public television, people weren't expecting to be viewed from the waist down, and he didn't put his pants on, and that was a problem. And bring energy for the camera, okay? Very important. Bring your A game, folks, and smile. Smiling will relax you, and it also gives a very good impression of you as a friendly person. Okay. All right, a little bit about applications. Before you apply online, make sure you read that job description from start to finish. And identify what makes the job attractive to you. Outline the required skills and qualifications that you bring. Take note of instructions on how to apply. Procedure is very important with online applications. Once you've started the application, carefully read and answer any questions. And double check your responses before you submit. Prepare for your interview. Practice your profile and your self-introduction. Practice it with your family, with your spouse or your kids, okay? Practice in the mirror. How do you come across? Practice it, don't try to wing it, all right? The preparation is the key. Proper prior preparation makes all the difference. Practice your answers to standard interview questions, and you can get them for any job you're interested in. Go to Google, interview questions for administrative assistant, interview questions for manager, interview questions for nurse, whatever it is, you can get them. So you can practice your answers. And talk about what you know, the industry, the company, the job, the competition. And describe the skills you offer that connect with that company's mission and goals. Okay, behavioral questions. Companies are using behavioral interviewing strategies to get closer to finding the right person for their job. So you should be prepared to give examples of when you have increased value in the workplace. When you worked successfully with others and there was a positive outcome. When you led a project or a team that was important to the boss. Describe the situation, the action that you took, which resulted in a successful outcome. Have a story ready to tell about your success in an important work project or activity. Everybody has a story, okay? And you want to give a story that shows the positive action that you took that made a big difference in the workplace. Think of the story that you can give that shows how you went above and beyond and exceeded expectations. Okay, a little bit more about interviewing. You can find 100 plus standard interview questions and the answers, which is like teaching to the test, parroting standard answers, pandering to what employers want to hear. But this is what's most important in your interview, that you are authentic. You bring your real self to the interview. That you show commitment by understanding the needs of the employer. And culture fit. You present yourself as the best fit for the job by your professional look, your words, your background and experience. And confidence in communicating. You can think on your feet and effectively articulate your ideas, your skills, your ability. Okay, we are winding down with concepts in successful work transitions. Self-efficacy. All right, so sometimes we talk about the efficacy of medicines, that these medicines do what they say they're supposed to do for us, okay? Self-efficacy means that you have the self-confidence needed to be proactive in pursuing opportunities and performing well at work. You have self-efficacy. You can do what this resume says you can do, okay? Outcome expectancy. You will take responsibility for your success, and you will do what it takes to get the outcome you want. Social supports. You can identify the backup capacity for your responsibilities. Who are your helpers? What's that dream team that's behind you 100%? Reward them and thank them, okay? So that you don't fall down on your responsibilities. And you follow up on information that you receive from others, and you thank them for the information that can make a difference for you.
We have a question from the chat.
Yes.
It's an anonymous attendee, and they would like to know, if I do not have a work permit, can I have help from this organization?
You're a youth then. You're under 18?
They haven't provided that information.
We have a youth program, as a matter of fact. And our youth program assists with internships and jobs for those youth who are under our purview in our city range, the range of cities that we work with. But there are youth programs in public workforce development. All of the WorkSource centers usually have a youth program. So, you know, you can write me individually and make contact with me, and we can find out if we can assist you, okay? But I think most of the WorkSource centers have a youth program.
Monica, we're at our 10-minute.
Okay, I'm almost finished.
Okay.
All right. All right, technical skills. You are prepared to demonstrate the skills that are needed in the job, and you organize yourself for remote work activity and interviewing. Soft skills. You are adaptable and friendly, but you recognize professional boundaries in the workplace. This is very important, especially now in the Me Too era. Okay.
Monica?
Yes.
With reference to the previous question in regards to having a work permit, would you happen to give us information on if the organization provides services for DACA immigrants who are 18 and older?
I believe that we do. Okay. We usually don't make a distinction, I believe, and can assist with the work permit, but I'm prepared to get a little more information about that and can share that, and would welcome you to contact us directly. Contact me directly. Send me an email about what you're interested in, and I will refer you to the right person in our organization. Okay, you use good communication and self-management skills. Under career management, you know the career pathway for your job, where you're headed from where you are right now. And if you don't know the career pathway for your job, look online because it's all there. The state of California, the community colleges have done a lot of good work on career pathways. So, but you have to know where you're possibly headed from where you are right now. And commit to continuing education because there's always new information and technology to enhance what you already know. In conclusion, cultivate your resilience by taking care of yourself and creating an action plan for moving forward with your career. Develop your profile to use in introducing yourself in person and online. Customize your resume with the correct skill set for the job you can do. Practice your response to standard interview questions. Be prepared. Don't bother winging it. Be prepared. Smile and check your posture. Deep breath. These are important sites that I use all of the time. I especially encourage you to go to YouTube and watch the Amy Cuddy TED Talk. You know, a white lady, she's a researcher, studies prejudice, and she talks about preparing yourself for situations where you're going to be evaluated, such as a job interview. 20-minute talk, very poignant, very relevant for what we need right now. And it's a physical exercise that she suggests to prepare yourself. Your body can change your mind, she says, okay? And there's that Career Counselor's Bible, onetonline.org, which has the standardized skill set for any job you do. Indeed.com is great, has a lot of resources and virtual workshops that can really shed light on some of the things that we're dealing with. A new site I found called sidehustle.com, and there are job boards up there, lots of jobs that are very interesting. And we love Biz Partnership weekly employment and training newsletter. You can send an email message to bizpartnership@aol.com asking to be put on their email blast, and you'll get this weekly newsletter, which has lots of good information for you.
If you've been putting off seeing a doctor because you're stuck at home.
LinkedIn Learning, okay, has videos on preparing for the interview, and also the interest groups on LinkedIn is very good. These are the learning resources that are listed on my job resources handout. Free classes you can take, okay? And you can like us on Facebook. South Bay Jobs is the tag, okay? And we post flyers and information about job leads on this site, South Bay Jobs on Facebook.
Monica, you have 5 minutes.
Putting people to work and helping businesses succeed. And now I thank you very much. Wish I could see all of you, but you know, this is in this new era. You saw all the information I am sharing. Very pleased to share it. Make contact with us. There's my email address, mpecot@sbwib.org, and my phone number right here at my desk. I thank you very much. Very pleased to share all of this information with you.